The following presentation of the National Football League.
On the Ravens sideline, head coach John Harbaugh, his team fired up and ready for this one. On the other side, Sean McDermott, now in his 9th season as the head man in Buffalo. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen. It is for real. Season begins here. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And, man, you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
First and 10, and it's Allen. This one complete to Palmer. And he's close to another first down. This is brought down just shy of the marker. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches.
10 yards on the pickup.
On the ground, this is James Cook. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 17 yards. First down, Buffalo.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
Now second and 10.
Go. Brown 80.
From the gun, here is Allen. That's complete. Some more on the right side. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. 7th play of this opening drive, and here's third down. We'll try and run here with Cook. And the Bills are going to be set up first and goal. Couldn't reach the plane, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
So first things first, you want to make sure that you pick up a fresh set of downs. He does that. Of course, he would have loved to have gotten the touchdown, but got a feeling he's going to get another shot here, this time from the 1.
Cook is in. Touchdown, Bills.
It's certainly an ideal way to start a season, Mike. You get the ball first, you come out, you look sharp. You're in and out of the huddle. You're super efficient. Not only do you take the ball all the way down the field, but you come away with 6. And I know they sure hope that this is a sign of things to come, not only for this offense today, but as the rest of this season unfolds.
Tyler Bass now for the extra point. knocks it through. And the Bills have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Tylan Wallace now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Now Lamar going to hang on to it. Probably should have given that one up. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
So it's just a simple read, but it's really well defended. They had both the give and the pull reads both accounted for, and the play ends up going nowhere.
Second down, Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. No motion there, tight end Johnson. He'll try and run for this with Henry. First down and more inside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they take it to the 20-yard line with that one. First and 10. They're going to go right back to Henry. Not much happening there, just a short game. So 1 quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. 7-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins. We're looking at a second down and 9 to go. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up 4th down. Tyler Luke now to try the field goal. It'll be a 44-yard attempt. And this is blocked.
So they clearly have a beat on this kicking unit. Now there's 2 ways to do it. They either have a tip on the long snapper or the holder. But either way, in this case, they're able to time the snap count perfectly, gain an advantage on the outside, and come away with a huge block.
So, Greg, here are the Bills. What a year last year. 13-4, beat the Broncos and the Ravens in the playoffs. But once again, ran into Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. Anything that we can say is that one thing to get them to the big game this time?
Well, I mean, we'd probably start with they need Patrick Mahomes to retire. But in all seriousness, Mike, I think when you look at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, it's one of those things where they just happen to exist in a generationally great team in the Kansas City Chiefs, and one of the greatest players we've seen in the last 25 years at quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. So they just need, as hard as it is, they just need to continue to chip away. Just continue to go. They can't make Kansas City the boogeyman, because all of a sudden now that starts to get into your head. Continue to win the division, continue to get home playoff games, and if they keep knocking at the door, eventually they're going to get over that hump because Josh Allen and this roster, they are a Super Bowl contending team. They just got to find a way to get over the hump in the game that matters.
From 29, here's second down and 4. Out of the gun, here's Allen. They'll go back to Shakir. He's got another one. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. They get 14 on that hookup. Good for a Bills first down.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing again is Allen. And he's in. Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Bills. For Josh Allen, the reigning MVP of the NFL. First touchdown pass of this 2025 season.
Well, I think these guys are ready for week 1 to get started. I mean, we see teams kind of limp their way into the regular season, and they don't find their form until a couple weeks in. But they didn't play a ton in the preseason, but that's 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and let's all say, what the heck does the preseason even mean?
Extra point try by Bass. It's up and through. And the Bills move out on top, 14-0.
Ravens nothing. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Justice Hill to return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So on come the Ravens. And Greg, what a story again last year. 12-5, 13-4 the year before that. Regular season, they have been as good as almost anyone in the NFL. But it's the story if you're living in the AFC. Get over that hump, whether it's Buffalo or Kansas City. It's hard to get to the big game on this side of the draw.
Oh, there's no question. And I think if you're Baltimore and you're Buffalo and you look around, you say, man, we should have a couple Super Bowl titles. If we were living in a non-Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era, maybe teams would look at us a little bit different than they do, but they just need to continue to stay the course. Lamar Jackson, one of the best players, regardless of position, in the entire league, multiple-time MVP winner, so they have a Super Bowl roster. Let's make no mistake about it. They need to just continue to hold serve in the regular season, continue to play for division titles, get as many home playoff games as possible, so when the money's on the line and trips to Super Bowl on the line, they need these games to come through Baltimore.
Jackson now on second down. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. And he'll get about 12 yards here as he's out of bounds. That'll make things a little easier on third down.
It's now 3rd and 4.
In motion comes Andrews. Third and short, Jackson. He'll swing this out wide to Henry. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down. Jackson up top again. That's into the hands of Flowers. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4. It's now
in motion comes Andrews.
At the 43-yard line.
To the air one more time with Jackson. Left side into the hands of Hopkins. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
First down.
Again, it's Jackson. This one complete to Bateman.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. This throw right is taken in by Flowers. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their 2nd. And they'll stop it just over a minute remaining in this first half. Pistol give to Henry. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
Gain of 6. And the Baltimore first down.
Jackson. Throw, left side, caught by Andrews. Now a signal, timeout called. 9 seconds left to play in this first half.
At the 7-yard line.
Jackson now. And time runs out there. He just airmails it towards the bench. Incomplete. You can sense a little frustration there. It brings up 3rd down.
24-yard attempt.
He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Ravens are on the board just before halftime. 3 seconds, all that remained in this first half, as that one's away. Out of the end zone, it's Ty Johnson. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Today is the day we've been working towards all summer, the debut of our new halftime show. So without further ado, let's roll. Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on the Lions in the NFC North. And this is Jared Goff. He connects. It's a 16-yard touchdown. The Lions get the win in the opener. Could this finally be their year? They'll start 1-0. From there, it's off to SoFi Stadium. We're looking on the Rams as they host the Houston Texans. And it's the veteran Matthew Stafford. He's looking to throw, then makes a beeline for the end zone. 12 yards on the scramble for the score. One more to show you, and it's out in Seattle, the Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And it's CMC, Christian McCaffrey. He's going to get in from 6 yards out. And time for one more look at the rest of the scores from around the National Football League. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
To kick off for Buffalo.
First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. Now a hit, and he lost the football. And it's recovered by one of his teammates. The Ravens offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, Their rivalry now, really for a couple of decades, has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
Yeah, and you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you, because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion, and even the 1 year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass-heavy, they're the spread attack. They've got unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, a quarterback. But it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. From the 25, here's second down and a yard. On the ground, here's Henry. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss.
Oh, a loose football. The Bills have got it. He's inside the 40 to the 20. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they forced the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Pass now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bills move out to a 21-3 advantage.
Ravens 3. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Here comes Hill on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
The guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith and Jigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college, and he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. And the pistol. Jackson ready. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a first down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Here's 2nd and 2.
Down at the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. He'll try to power ahead with Ricard. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll run the sneak. And he will have the Ravens first down. At least it appears that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. It's back at the 8 now for 2nd and goal. They'll try to throw here with Jackson.
Jackson's pass. Complete to Rashad Bateman. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal.
They're in 4-down territory for sure, but what can they do on this one? It's 3rd and goal. Here's Jackson. That one taken in. Jay Flowers. Touchdown, Ravens. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Bills 21, Ravens 10.
Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Head coach Sean McDermott there as the Bills get set for their next possession. And this has been the start of the season you hope for. You held serve at home, have the lead here in the 4th quarter, and now it's all about bleeding down that clock. Throwing now. Allen here on 1st down. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dawson Knox. And that will lead to a 2nd down. From the gun, it's Allen. That's into the hands of Moore. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. They don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. On 3rd down, they go with Cook.
Hats off to the interior of this defensive line. Look at the penetration they're able to get up front, Mike, to defeat their blocks. And 3rd and an inch, they knew that run was coming, and boy, were they ready.
Now, how about this? It's a fake. And this is going to be incomplete. So they let the punter try and throw for it. Not sure if he did that on his own. Either way, doesn't matter. They have turned it over on down. Jackson going to keep it himself. Still churning, but he lost the football. The Bills signal that they have it, and they do. Well, so much for a nice gain and a good running play. Unable to secure it, the ball comes out, and the defense comes off the field with a turnover.
Once the runner breaks through the line of scrimmage, Mike, it's very common to see them carrying the ball with one hand. But as they get further down the field and those defenders close in, you've got to protect it with two hands and make sure you secure the ball all the way to the ground.
On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 3.
Round 80. We'll go.
From the gun, Josh Allen. He connects with Palmer on that one. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
That's good.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. From the gun, here is Allen. He'll find Shakir open right side. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. And 3rd and final timeout taken by the defense, so the 2-minute warning, the only clock stoppage they have left.
Ready.
1st and 10, and it's Allen. High throw there, but a nice job to go up and get it. He's still on his feet, and he will go all the way. Khalil Shakir, touchdown Buffalo. This has got to feel good, Greg. You open at home, and a great performance with one more touchdown added on top.
Not many better ways, Mike, than to create some excitement amongst your fan base than to have a great home opener. Every team works all off-season. They stress it during training camp. Let's get off to a great start, and then all of a sudden you're able to do it in front of your home crowd. Man, this has been a really impressive performance.
Makes the score Bills 28, Ravens 10. To kick off for Buffalo.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Here comes Hill on the return. Ooh. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Ravens offense ready to take over once more. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough field.
Yeah, we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So in this case, though, Mike, I think you have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Throwing Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. And caught right side. It's Hopkins. And he'll be driven out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 8. Second and a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
They'll work straight ahead with Henry.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Back to throw, Jackson. He'll look underneath for Henry. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
13 yards on the play. That's another.
They'll get up on it quickly and spike it with just a little over 50 seconds remaining to play. Second down, Jackson. There's that man again, another catch. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down.
A 7-yard gain on
Lamar going to work from the pistol. He'll try it, and this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him. And in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
17.
This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away. And he'll be taken down. No timeouts left for the defense. That should do it. The Bills offense ready to get back at it. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts. So just one kneel down and then time to shake hands. Allen going to give it to Cook. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll stop with 28 seconds to go in the game.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Look out!
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain.
It's a loss of a yard.
Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're second.
At the
Clock
30-yard
stopped.
line.
21 seconds to go in the game. Lost one on the last play, so now it's second and 11. Once again, it's Cook. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down.
Brings up third down and 9.
The Bills going to use their final timeout here. Talk things over before third down. The carry for Cook. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So the Bills Mafia goes home happy. It's a win for Buffalo. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Bills are victorious as we say so long from Buffalo.